So the next thing that we are going to discuss is operators. If you have worked with other languages, right, I do understand that you have a good idea about the different type of operators that we come across, right, like arithmetic, assignment, and so on. So when we are talking about operators, there are 7 different types of operators that come in Python. The first is arithmetic, assignment, comparison, logical, identity, membership, and the last is bitwise. So when we talk about arithmetic operators, all the mathematical operators that we have, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, so these are the 4 basic arithmetic operators, right? Apart from these 4, there are 3 more, right? I'll list the other 3 or the extra 3 that we come across. First one is modulus, second is exponential, and the last is floor division. So here this sign represents modulus, then exponential, or in simple language we say to the power, right? And the third is floor division. The next type is assignment. As the name suggests, these operators are used to assign values or assignment of any variable, correct? So I'll quickly go ahead and list these particular assignment operators. The first one is equals to, and I do understand that as you been working with different languages, right, you have came across and do understand how these particular operators are being used. If not, do let me know in the chat, right, so that we can go ahead and with the explanation in the later part or the later coming webinars, where we will go ahead and dive deep in specific topics. So actually this particular list is pretty long, pretty big, right? However, I'll quickly go ahead and note all the operators over here, right? And we will see the working once we move to the specific programming or coding part, correct? So need not to worry, we will go ahead and cover up all the details about the working and their algorithmic significance, okay? So this is the list for the assignment operators, right? I'll assume that you do understand about these operators. If not, please do let me know in the chat or in our Discord community, right? So the next type is comparison type. As the name suggests, we use these comparison operators to compare two values, right? So when we are talking about the comparison operators, we come across with equals or equal to, then not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, and less than equal to, right? Moving forward to the next operator, which is logical operator, right? So we use logical operator to combine conditional statements, right? There are only three logical operators, right? The first one is and, second one is or, and the third one is not. So when we use and, right, and basically these logical operators you will find in if block, right? So I'll give you just a simple syntax how it is used. Say for an example, if 5 is greater than 4 and 5 is less than 5 is less than 9. So here what we are doing is we are actually combining two different conditional statements, right, in a single statement. Second is 5 is greater than 4 or 5 is less than 9. This is the simple syntax. As we can see, we are actually comparing two conditional statements into the single statement, right? So we will see all these particular logical operators and their working when we are going to discuss the if statements, correct? Moving on, the next type of operator is identity operator, right? There are two type of identity operator, is and is not. We will discuss this later on in the webinar, right? Moving forward, there is membership operator. In membership operator we have two operators as well. So first one is in and the second one is not in. Moving forward, the last type of operator that Python provides us is bitwise. So when we talk about bitwise operators, actually these are operators which actually used to compare binary numbers or bits, right? And the operators are and. So this is and, this is or, this is XOR, not, left shift, right shift. So these are all the operators that we come across when we are working in Python, right? So moving forward, let's understand the different kind of data types that we have discussed, right? We have so basically we will be focusing on three, which is list, tuples and dictionaries, right? Because apart from that, the data types that has been provided are very simple, like integers, float, complex number, etc., right? However, when we are working around with the sequential data type, there are many different scenarios that we come across with, where we do need to understand how these particular data types work, right? So moving on to the next thing, we will be discussing list. So as we have seen, we define a list by variable equal to, then square bracket, and within the square bracket we provide values, correct? So let's see. Value 2 and so on. So here if we'll print this particular variable, right, let's see what we will get, right? As we run, we can see that this is how the list variable is being displayed, correct? So when we talk about the items or the values that we are providing in list, right, there are certain things or certain pointers that you should keep in mind. Like, first of all, when we talk about list, the items that we have provided are ordered, right? So when we say ordered, it means that the item have a defined order and that order will not change. Secondly, the second point is, wait, I'll provide first thing is items are ordered. Second thing is they are changeable. We can change those values while we are using list, right? So they are changeable. And lists do allow us to provide duplicate data. So these are the three basic things about lists that we have to keep in mind when we are working around with them. So when we say that duplicates are allowed, what I am referring to is, we can provide two similar values. When we go ahead and print this list, we will get two separate items in a list with the same value, right? So now let's see how we can check what is the length of a list or how many values or items are present in a list. So for that we use a simple function, right, which is len. This is the function that we use, right? So if we'll go ahead and use this function with our list and print it, we will get a number of the item present in that particular list. See here, it's 2, as there are 2 items present in our list. Secondly, as we have discussed, this is the syntax, or this is how we can make a list, right? There is one more thing that we have to understand, that there is a constructor, right, using which we can create a new list as well. So let's see how we can do that. So we will take a variable, right? Then we will use the constructor, which is list. Inside list, what we will do is we will provide the values. and when we'll quickly go ahead and print to check our new list, which is var1, we can see that we get a new list using the list constructor. So these are the basic things, absolute basic things that we actually discuss or we should understand while we are working around with list, right? So next thing that we will see is how we can access a list, right? So to understand how we can access the list or how this particular list is actually present in our memory, we have to understand that every value or every item in the list is been indexed. That means there is a certain number which is assigned to the item in the list, right? And these values actually, or these numbers that are being assigned to the value or item in the list starts with 0, right? So when we say items the index start with 0, that means if we consider the same list here that we have created, which is var1, so the first value, the index will be 0, for the second it will be 1, and so on, it will go forward, right? So say for an example, in var1 we just need to print or use this particular value, which is the first value. What we will do is we will use the index. And how to use index, let's check. So we will provide the variable name, then in the bracket or square bracket we will provide the index value, and when we run it, we will see, we will get the value or the item which is being placed on this particular index, which is 0. Correct? So this is how we actually access every single value or item which is present in our list. Correct? So also one more thing, when we talk about index, there is one more thing that actually Python provide us with something known as negative index. So when we talk about negative index, it actually starts with -1, and -1 is assigned to the last or rightmost item in the list. This is very important. So if we'll see, let's move on to Paint to actually understand how we actually do this, right? So when we talk about list, right, so let's say this is our list, right, and it has 3 values, right? So this is value 1, this is value 2, this is value 3, right? When we talk about index or positive index, it starts with 0, then 1 and 2. When we talk about negative index, it starts with -1, and the rightmost or the last value is assigned by -1. So value 3 or item 3 will be assigned -1, -2, -3, and so on. This is very important to understand because there are certain times where we have to use the negative index as well while programming. So moving forward, we will go ahead and check about the loop, right? The loop which we can use to loop through a list, right? So to use that or to understand this, we have to understand for loop as well, right? So these things we will go ahead and understand when we discuss for loop. So moving forward, we will go ahead and check about tuples. However, before we move to tuples, I would like to share something which is related to functions or methods, right? There are certain methods that we use with lists, right? However, we will be discussing all those things in the later part of this webinar, or if possible we will create a separate video for that, so that it will be very easy for you guys to understand. So for now, as we do have some time constraint, we have to skip that part. I'm so sorry for that, but certainly I can assure you that we will going to discuss those particular pointers or those important topics further, right? So moving on to the next data type, which is tuple, right? We have seen how tuple is and what exactly tuple is, right? And also we have seen how we assign a tuple to a variable, right? So when we talk about tuple, we assign a variable and we provide the values within brackets, right? So this is the tuple, how we this is the syntax how we define a tuple, right? So moving forward, there are certain pointers or certain things that you have to understand about tuples as well. If we see that these are the different part of our sequential data, right? So however, the working of tuple is almost same as our list, right? However, there are certain things which differ tuple from our list. So the first and foremost thing is that tuples are unchangeable. Once we have defined a tuple, we cannot go ahead and make changes. We can add new values, right? And we can do other operations as well, but for that we have to create a new tuple altogether, right? So apart from that, tuples are ordered same as the list, right? Or also they allow us to provide duplicate data. I do hope that you guys are understanding and we are not going too fast. If you have any questions regarding these particular topics, please put down them in the chat, or what you can do is you can join our Discord server and put all your queries over there. We will be very much happy to help you out and to help you resolve your issues or queries or doubts. So moving forward, we have seen that we used a function which is length to calculate the length of a list. Similarly, the length function is used to calculate the length of tuples as well, right? I'm so sorry. Similarly, as we have checked that there is a constructor which is list, and similarly there is a constructor for tuples as well, which is tuple, and the function of both the len function and the constructor is absolutely the same, right? So these are the two basic sequential data type that we have to understand to actually work around with Python, right? So let's see how we can access the tuple as well. Again, as we know that it is a sequential data type, correct? So similar to our list, this is also a sequential data type, and we do have, let's say, 4 values: v1, v2, v3 and v4. Okay, so similarly the indexing will go 0, 1, 2 and 3. Also tuple provides negative indexing as well, right? And same as list, it will go from right to left, like -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on. So, and same as list, we can go ahead and select the single, or we can take this value from the single index at a time, right, as we have seen in list as well, right? So these are the basic things that we have to understand about our sequential data type. As I have told you, there are certain functions or methods that we will be discussing further, right? So for now, as we have discussed, as this will be absolute basic of Python, what exactly things are and how do you work around with these things, right? So right now, as we are discussing about the sequential data, we have checked the list and tuples. The last data type that we are going to discuss is dictionary, right? So we have seen that how we store data in dictionary, right? So we'll quickly check the syntax for dictionary, right? So what we'll do is we'll provide a variable and we will go ahead and assign the values. However, here we have to keep in mind that the values are assigned in a pair, a key value pair. Like, say for an example, the key here is, I'm so sorry, name. So for name, we have a value, let's say Sam. Then the second thing, or the second key value, let's say we have Sem, and the value for that, let's say 3. He is in third Sem, and so on. So this is the basic structure in how we provide or store data in dictionary. So as we have already discussed, so I will reiterate, the data that is stored in a variable as a dictionary, it comes in pair, right? And the pair is like key. The first value is key. Here if we'll see, name is the key and the value is the actual name, that is Sam here in our example, correct? So when we compare this particular thing with list, in list we have indexes to actually come up with the specific data that we want, right? However, in dictionary, for specific data we come across with the keys, right? Say for an example, we only have to print name in this particular dictionary. So what we will do is print. So in this we will use var as it's the name of the dictionary, then we will use name, and when we run this we will get the specific value for that particular key. Similar to the list, we can similar to the list, dictionary is also changeable, right? We can make changes once dictionary is been made. Okay, so second thing, very important thing, is in dictionary duplicates are not allowed, right? So we cannot provide duplicate data. That means if we'll go ahead and copy this and paste here, so we have two different key value pair for name, right? So when we go ahead and print the dictionary here, we can see that only one of the key value pair has been displayed. So this shows that we cannot store or we cannot keep duplicate data in dictionary. So these are the basic things that we need to understand, or the basic characters or different data types that we need to understand while we are dealing with these data types.